Hello and welcome to the Center for Victory podcast of Your Best Day Yet. Here at Center for Victory, we're here to help unlock, reinforce, and enrich relationships through personal and professional development. My name is Zach Del Turco. I'm an executive consultant here at Center for Victory, and today we have Eric Guy. We're talking in December. It's all about vision, having 2020 vision.
Yeah, as we go into the new year, absolutely.
Let's just do a real quick recap of our previous podcast on vision. Just give us a real brief recap on that.
I think the important piece to look at is, we talked about goals versus vision. Most people will come into the new year. Some people are already starting to think about it. What do I want to do differently? And what you should. I mean, you shouldn't wait for the new year to start, though. I mean, start now. But we talked about, there's goals and then there's vision. Know your why, and that's what we're talking about more today. Really, goals are good, right? We have goals with our clients that we work with, but the vision is so important because it's more long term. Like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Goals don't answer the why, it just answers the what and what I'm supposed to do. Vision answers the why.
Goals are good, vision is great. So before you sit down or somebody sits down to come up with their 2020 vision, why is it important to take a look inwardly?
It's real important because a lot of times we're taking cues from the outside world, and I think our biggest stumbling blocks, especially as we look at resolutions and things like that. I know, we always have had this time together before the new year with our family and now friends. It has gotten bigger. Where we sit down with our vision boards for the next year. And people that are new to that, it's always fun watching them because there's excitement, then there's fear. It's like, well, mine doesn't look like that. And we've started to do them here.
Yeah.
I've asked you to do them, and I've asked other people, because it's not just about the work. Like, what else do you want? Like, what else could I be encouraging you for? And it's different, and it's okay if it's different than mine. But I think we think it needs to match somebody else's. A lot of times we'll look at material things, which, again, nothing wrong with that, but it's just, what if it's not important to you? Like, it's important to me to have time with people, my wife, my kids, my friends, but then to have time to go and do things and have fun and not just stay stuck in a job. And a lot of times we just listen to other people, and it's like, well, you should be doing this, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and instead of asking ourselves, so what's most important? Why do I want to do those things?
Yeah. And especially going into the new year when people are getting ready to think about their vision for 2020, what are some stumbling blocks people usually fall into?
I think where some people falter sometimes is just they don't know how to. I mean, people pay us to do that. Like, help me figure it out. Help me find what I'm supposed to be doing. I would say most everybody we run into, whether it's at an airport, whether it's just in our community, whether it's downtown, whatever it is, I think we all want it. We just don't know how to get it. It's like we're supposed to have it, but where's it at? Like, it's not just going to magically appear. And I think the other thing that causes us to falter is we don't spend a lot of time to do it. I mean, most people will spend more time figuring out their grocery list than thinking about what they want to do in the next year.
Yep.
And it's very important to think about those things. Some of it's past conditioning. I've seen some people not want to get better, and some of it might be a stigma. It's funny, some of it might be a stigma in their family. If they excel too much, how will my family treat me? Or I can't do it, and when that creeps in, then you're looking at some fear, right? Well, what if I can't do it? What if I fail? That's a big thing, and that's ironic and kind of sad, and we've all been there. But what if I fail? Well, what if you don't try, right? And I think the other thing is people think they need to be smart to do this. I think sometimes the people that struggle with it the most are the smartest among us because they're trying to logic. No, I can't do this. Well, this is how it has to happen. Well, what about this? What are the pieces here? And it just doesn't make sense. It's not about how smart you are, it's how you think and behave.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to sit down and do that inward on yourself, not the cues from the outside world telling us, especially like social media. I mean, again, not anything bad with social media. There's some bad stuff with it, but it could be good too, because we can encourage people in this, and we have. But it's, people think, well, I need to be smarter. You don't need to be smarter. You just need to think and behave in a different manner. So.
Yeah. I think from the opinions and the outside view, we have some nuts, some fruit, and some crabs in our tree.
Yeah.
So we got to say, okay, who's the nuts we should be listening to?
Yeah.
Who are the fruits that are always going to be stuck here? Yeah. And who are the crabs that are pulling us down from going to our
That's good. That's good. I'm laughing with you.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's finish up with this last question. What are some ways we can go about understanding ourselves and applying that vision to our life?
I think some things to consider, not to overwhelm people with this, but if people are just kind of taking some notes and grabbing some things, I think one of the things that, the elements to consider as we start thinking about that, one of the things that we, sit down with people to do before we establish their why is really talk about what they value. Mm-hmm. And again, there's not necessarily any good or bad to that. Well, I'm starting out with a question like, what are the 5, 6, 7 things that you value the most? And again, we have an assessment for that. You don't necessarily need it. It's very helpful because that drives passion, and we can see that and help direct that person. Interest. Think about what you're interested in. Again, what are we supposed to be interested in? Mm-hmm. I have no desire to sit at the bar, any bar, on a Friday night and just drink beer with the boys. I don't want to, I just don't. Mm-hmm. I'm not judging that. That's not what I want to do. It doesn't interest me. I get really interested in some of the stuff that we do here, like personal development. I'd rather read a book than go out on that and just, have that internally for me, have that be the building block for me. Think about the things that you enjoy the most, what elevates you, who the people mm-hmm. that you want to be part of, cast in that vision. Another great question that we've always used is think about when you're doing this, who can't you live without? Because they need to be in there. Yeah. And then the flip side of that is who can you live without? Maybe they need to get out because we spend too much time with those people. Yeah. Think about some areas of focus in your life. What gets your attention? What do you need your attention on? Again, we see this a lot. People just think about what they should be doing and not what they actually want to be doing. Mm-hmm. Think about your strengths. Again, we have assessments that do that, but you don't necessarily need that. Just what you're naturally good at. What drives you, what gets you going. Think about what you're passionate about. And, what are your dreams? One of the questions that, a friend of mine has left me, and he's a speaker, but he's phenomenal at really getting people to understand their why, is, if this was before you leave planet Earth, what do you want to accomplish? Mm-hmm. And I've seen him do the exercise with people. Obviously, there's more to it than just what I'm saying, but to sum it up, but think about that. When I leave the planet, what do I want to accomplish? Everybody has a different why, but not a lot of times we don't talk about that a lot.
And what do you want people to say about you or to remember about you? I think that's also a key component of your legacy, right?
Absolutely. When you look at people that have accomplished a lot of goals, have accumulated a lot of stuff of wealth and things, everybody's going to end up in the graveyard. Mm-hmm. And the unfortunate piece about that is there's a lot of wealth squandered in there, and not just money.
Have you ever seen
ideas, things that have gone undone that lie there.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a hearse with with the cars and the houses in the back going to the gravesite?
Yeah, I think some people try to get buried with that. Like, it's all good, I guess. But if it was your last day on Earth, what would you regret not doing seeing, creating. Even I love I'm just getting so excited about this month because I love doing this stuff. Like if this is all I could do would be to help people capture their vision and set goals to do that and set ways to accomplish them, because it's so freeing to even watch somebody accomplish that. Like some of my coaching clients that have been with me for years, they're still doing it. And it's like incredible. It's like, wow, man, from where they come to now they're here. But it wasn't just attain goal, greater vision.
Yeah.
It can change along the way, but those are just some things to consider. And then, if I guess I would add to it is to look at what skills you want to build, want to cultivate as part of that vision, but really sitting down and taking inventory about, what you want to do and what's most important to you and the legacy you want to leave when you leave this
earth.
When this earth, yeah.
So as we kind of finish up, what are some bullet points? What are some action steps that people can take right now?
I think just a few to sum these up. I mean, remind yourself that it takes time. It doesn't take smarts. It takes a thinking change and a behavior change. You don't have to yield a perfect vision. I mean, that's what's great about this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people, again, we talked last podcast about goals. Your vision can change along the way, and those goals are going to change, and it has to be long term. Think of it, then that's kind of the third point is think of the first time you do it as a first draft.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be talking about it all month long. Yeah, it'd probably be kind of cool as I'm thinking out loud here. Probably shouldn't do that on camera, but as I'm thinking out loud here, how cool it would be at the end of December to maybe go live with one of our vision board nights that we have here. But I don't know if the boss will let me do that, but we'll see. But then the fourth piece and the most important piece is really take some time to get to know yourself, to understand your passions, to understand your strengths, understand what you want to do before you leave this planet, and really get a good grasp of your own why.
That's really good. And I want to leave us with a quote by Helen Keller. She said this: "The most pathetic person in the world is someone who has sight but no vision."
That's powerful.
Someone who has sight but no vision.
Yeah.
And I just want to encourage everybody who's listening to this, your vision becomes your decision gates.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a vision, we talked about in the last podcast, you'll wander. You'll go from here to there to here to here, and you'll never have a true direction. So it is so important to set a vision. I think that could be something we talk about later this month is, what does that look like application-wise? How do I sit down? What are my motivators? What drives me? And coming up with a vision that aligns with who we are. I think that'd be really cool.
Sure.
So, but thank you guys so much for staying tuned in December, all about 2020 vision. Thank you for staying engaged. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Also share this with your friends and family. Hit that bell for notifications of when we upload our videos. You can also go to centerforvictory.com and reach out to us. We would love to get some engagement with you. But we always leave you with this last quote, and it's this: wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, make this your best day yet.
See ya.